So those big answers we've wanted for a while for Yu-Gi-Oh! Has finally arrived, and it kind of seems like now that Arc 5 could technically be added into the same timeline as the rest of the series because of the fact of what exactly happened. Oh boy, what happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! Sounds like something that comes out of like Marvel or DC Comics whenever they do their reboots or alternate dimensions or any of this stuff, because, whew, let's just get right into it, because this one's going to be a doozy, finding out the origins of Zarc and the one true united world. So Yu-Gi's father, alongside with like Reggie, decided to confront the bastard that was behind everything, and turns out, like we found out like all this time and all that, that like action dueling, like for the longest and all that, like the like real reality system and all that, was something that was already made. It wasn't thanks to him and all that, like which he thought it, like it was him and his father that pretty much he created the dueling part of it, and he created the actual system. It was just something that you already know from the actual world, which kind of confirms that, like, you know, like Reggie's father comes from the actual one true dimension, which we haven't finally understood like how exactly he managed to get from like this dimension to the fusion one, but it kind of shows already that his design, like, or his plan at the most part, is somehow to get this world back, which sounds like a fucking terrible idea exactly when he's telling you what exactly went down throughout the entirety of this, and that's Zarc. Pretty much like dueling was a big thing in there, and they wanted to make the more realist duels in the entire world, you know, this real solid vision system and all that. And we're seeing, like, you know, they were pretty much having temperatures and they had souls, and that was something that we learned from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, yeah, can't have souls, can't have all these kind of powers. And then turns out you push this guy who's the strongest guy named Zarc, who, by the way, is the like original version of Yuya that went evil. Not alongside, he's a combination of Yuya, Yugo, like Yuri, like all these guys and all that. Like, it's a combination of Yuto and all of them. Like, and that was the fact that it's like you kept like asking for blood, you got blood sports, and it was just like, oh, by the way, someone got injured, like man stabbed up, and they were like, yeah, we love this, we want more blood sports, and the guy just gave what he wanted, and it ended up making him go crazy. And the fact is, like, you want blood sports, alright, I've declared whole war on you. And it's like, it shows how much this actually was him, because he has every single dragon that we've seen so far. Strangely, he didn't have the pendulum one. He had the normal Odd Eyes Dragon, though. I do have to say into that. Star Venom, alongside with Clearwing and Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, showing for although they were all silhouetted, you could clearly see what exactly it was, and he like clearly mastered every time of summoning. Also, like, you know, the tribute summoning, fusion summoning, alongside adding into Synchro, and like also adding into XYZ. I felt really bad for the fact that it's just like, why on earth and all that is always like the rituals always there. It's like, they must have just forgotten rituals around there. There's no ritual like dimension, but I feel really bad. It's like, oh, he mastered everything. Alright, where's the ritual cards? I know it's a little stupid thing and all that, but I always felt bad that like ritual cards just got shilled out on this. But clearly as well, he went crazy and then decided to fuse himself alongside with his dragons to becoming like the Dragon Overlord Zarc, like which honestly I kept thinking that his name was Zork for the longest, because that was the main villain from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was thinking of that thing where they had the weird like dragon penis thing and like the demonic thing. That was very goddamn creepy, it was. And whilst this was happening, we got to see Yuri alongside with Yugo having like starting a duel, although honestly all that was them summoning their dragons, which ended up making Yuya go crazy alongside with Yuto, as all near of them are together, and finding out that pretty much this like seemingly what's happening and all that is that dark side we've been seeing from Yuya all this time has actually been like Zarc kind of coming back and all that, since he's a part of all of them, and that's why he explains why they're all going like insane and just like this huge rage inside of these creatures, like because like they were pretty much used as tools. That's pretty much how they was, and it's like, and they took out the, you know, the entire like darkness on the world. It's like, alright then, you want to fucking use us and all that? This is what happened. You dare like abuse the system and all that, what we're doing and all that? Alright, I'll fuck you over. And that's alongside from what it looks like what exactly happened. And it sounds like the hero of this entire like whole thing was able to split up like all of these like the real dimension into like split up and all that to even deal with this, was the combined version of like Yuzu, Senna, Rudy, like all the girls, like, and it was like, it seems like she was a combination, and this is where it's probably going to be going again, is the fact that Yuya and the rest of the boys are going to lose control, it sounds like maybe this is a reason why like he was grabbing all the girls, or the fact that it's like he's going to try and unite the world again, but this time before like, you know, any like Yuya and all them to get united, like he's going to have all the girls and all that as a failsafe, because that's what happens when you need those girls and all that to use this, and they're like the last hope. They're pretty much like, which we thought it was kind of the other way around. It was like they're going to be used as a weapon, and it's like, no, they're honestly the defense against Zarc, and like making it sound like, you know, that honestly that he isn't a bad guy, but then as well maybe he, like, I feel like he's going to be the guy that's like, yeah, I'm kind of bad, I'm douchey in the way things I'm doing it, but it's like, you know, guess what, I needed to do it the quick, fastest way, so overall and all that, more lives are kind of spared than the ones I'm doing. So, honestly, it was an interesting episode. No dueling pretty much at all and all that, and unless you count like a couple of cards being shown around. It was like, I was kind of a little bit upset about like the whole thing with Yuri and Yugo. I actually do genuinely want to see like a proper duel from those two, and that was a kind of shame that we wasn't really getting anything from that. But other than that, that was goddamn interesting, like kind of like something we want to know for a goddamn time in like Arc 5, so I'm really happy to see. And the fact that when I'm talking about the combined world, this is where I mean is that this is where this could actually lead up to the other timelines in Yu-Gi-Oh! Starting obviously with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Then adding into GX. Xiao, I believe, like Xiao is canon and it's after, like, 5Ds, I believe. Like, I believe that's canon. And then Arc 5 was the weirdest one, because it's like, well, we've got multiple dimensions, how the fuck does that work? And it's like, you know, there are different summoning like methods and all that. And it was like, was the standard one the one we've already been in, but it's just focused on that. And it generally sounds like we're in some Marvel DC shit, and the fact is that we've got to like unite all of them together, and that's when we get our proper universe back. And whether or not that's going to be happening or not, it's weird, because it's generally, if you actually think about it, as the Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a timeline, and now it has split universe stuff. It's like, you never expect that in a fucking children's card game at this point. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode. But I'm going to leave this off with one little bit of trivia fact and all that. Something I did recently with Yu-Gi-Oh! As I've been really getting back into like the games recently. I've been building up back my decks, because you know the Gladiator Beast guide just ended recently. I definitely built up my Gladiator Beast deck. I was really enjoying that, and I decided to check out some of the Arc 5 dub and hear some of those characters first time, like mainly hearing Yuto, Yugo, Yuri. Oh my god, I don't know if any of you guys generally watch some of the like the Arc 5 dub, but my god, Yuri sounds fucking terrible. Like, that was the one thing I got from that. Like, Serena sounds fine, Yuzu, even Yuya for the most part. Like, Yuya's alright, but it's like, Jesus Christ, if anyone says like Yuri from the little bits I've heard of him, that does not sound at all what I was expecting from that character. He sounded like a little bitch from like the sounds of it. And generally, yeah, that was a shame, because like normally a lot of the time I enjoy like the Arc 5 dubs, and even just the other Yu-Gi-Ohs, like they're being like very cheesy and sort of enjoyable. But honestly, from what it looks like, you know, apart from that first episode where I had a kind of good impressions of it, it seems pretty shitty like at the moment. It's kind of a shame and all that. Maybe there might just be some bad lines taken in there, but I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below, especially about the dub and all that. If you guys actually watched the dub, has it improved at all, or was that just a bad episode? I just randomly saw that, because yeah, that was just one random episode I saw, and I was like, oh my god, some of these characters like just sound absolutely fucking terrible, and I don't know what was up with that. But other than that, it's like, what do you think about like Yuya pretty much being the villain alongside with like the rest of the guys in the series, and the fact that from what it's looking with the next episode is that Yuzu and all the girls is actually the savior of like that world, and we had to split up like on some Marvel level shit. So that's really interesting to me. So I'm going to end it off there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Always let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about your card games, and I'll see you beautiful bastards though next time.